Ladies and gentlemen, this is JoeJinMovieSoAwesome. I'm Joe.
I'm One Jin.
We're going to talk about Succession Season 4, Episode 6,
6.
Living Plus. Spoilers ahead for the entire episode and the entire series up to now. You have been warned. Here we go.
If you haven't seen it, please come back after you watch. So?
Yo, this was a thriller. Man, I love how since Episode 3, they continue to set a single event to propel the story.
Yeah. And I find this very amusing.
Yeah. I always love this 24-hour, 48-hour deadline. It puts us in a position of tension. And
I also, I think it also has a synergy with the way that it's shot. Because we always feel that with the camera work, it kind of feels like we're in a reality show. And we're like observing them right next to them.
And I gotta be honest, this one, I was watching this with my ass in the air. So anxious. Like, Kendall gave me anxiety attacks. Like,
yeah.
I felt so many different things, though. Like, and let's talk about Kendall later, though. You know, the best scene for me, there are two best scenes. The presentation is, of course, really great. But, man, Tom stole the show for me. And I like how these are very gray characters. And, you know, I think Shiv and Tom refinding their attraction that way was amazing.
I also really love that joke they give each other.
Oh, yeah? Which one?
I mean, would you give everything up and live in a trailer park with me?
Yeah. And, you know, it's almost like abuse is like ingrained in them. It's like how lions show love by biting each other. You know, when dogs play, they gently bite each other, right?
Oh, that's a good point.
Yeah, so I saw it as sort of their like predator mindset because, you know, I think Logan Roy would be very proud upstairs. He's like, damn, all my kids except Roman, bitch ass, is a killer. No, but wait, Roman is a killer too, I guess, because
But I think it's kind of unfair to assess Roman in the same perspective as Ken or Shiv, because I think he's going through, he's having a tougher time grieving over the death of his father still. But
think about it though. I think that is a test too. You know, because let's for the sake of argument say, you know, Kendall, Rome, and Shiv are still competing, right? Then this episode, I thought it showed that, I'm worried about Roman. Like, and there were a lot of, like, loyalty, micro-betrayal, loyalty. You know, the saddest thing was Kendall had Roman's back on the firing. But Roman didn't have his back.
That's right. Especially when he needed it the most. Because this episode also made me anxious over Kendall because we saw what he does under pressure. He cracks. He folded like cheap chair. Remember on his birthday?
No, but I think those are hints because I think Kendall has been the most manipulative so far. Like, I want to interpret this way. There are 4 more episodes left. But remember how Logan tried to make Kendall into a child? But I felt like maybe perhaps Kendall's child self died with his father. So he's left with his killer. Because, you know, it's easy to criticize Kendall, but I said this multiple times. Out of the kids, he has been the most rebellious to his father.
Yeah.
And he just have stage fright and everything. Like, he pulls the gun, but he can't shoot. But I felt like this was like... I even love the ending music because, I mean, next episode things might change already quickly because this show is about always changing, right? But I felt like Kendall decided in his head after watching his father's like quote unquote will of he is the successor. You know what's scary about Kendall? I think his delusion is underestimated. He is so delusional that he can just make an image of his father the way he wants to and say, I love you. And I felt like he kind of accepted it by himself. Remember the speech he says, number one boy? Like, he basically, like, it's like a mental victory. Something I think Roman couldn't do because, and another thing, okay, I felt like all the kids, they pretend to be good, but they react to abuse the best. Because remember Kendall's walk to the stage? He's shaken by Roman's, I guess, his unfaith,
last
lack
minute,
of conviction to him,
last minute.
But as soon as Carl threatens him, we get that killer Kendall face.
Yeah,
again.
That's right.
It's almost like he's waking up by it. Oh fuck yeah! So I loved his I love Kendall's irony.
Yeah, and I think it was very well shot because the I gotta praise the actor for pulling this off because all that difference from that transition from being disappointed and hurt after what he finds about Roman and his shift into the killer mode, the transition is very, very subtle, but you can clearly see it in the actor. Yeah.
I know you like to use that expression clearly, but I think it's kind of up to interpretation though. But that's how I interpret it too. I felt like Carl's threat woke him up. Because remember, Logan Roy also reacts to threat that way. If you threaten me, if you bring a knife, I'm going to bring a baseball bat and then fuck you up. If you bring a gun, I'm bringing a cannon. And I felt like that part of Kendall woke up.
Yeah. I also loved his reaction to it. Oh, whoa. Yeah. Cool down. Yeah. Oh, CFO, CEO.
Yeah. Take it
CFO,
easy.
CEO. Take it easy.
No, but I love Carl and Jerry in this one because this is what happens when the king dies. The old guard are not afraid of you. That respect must be earned. And I felt like Roman and Kendall reacted to that differently because they both had that conflict.
Yeah. Very differently and also with very different output.
Yeah. Because Roman reacted with a viciousness. Because Logan does that too.
And I think it was a very poor decision because it kind of painted him as someone who's very petty and vindictive.
Well, Logan was petty and vindictive too.
Yeah, but at least when we look at the whole petty and vindictiveness in the context of Logan, he has the right to be petty and vindictive.
No, I would frame it this way. I think Logan does it in a context where he does have a strategy, though. I mean, he has.
Okay, that's a good point.
Yeah,
because we can see that Roman. That we can kind of feel that was like a spur of the moment decision.
Sake, not a planned thing. Because if you think about it, Logan's vindictiveness, he's a killer in the sense that he can take his time to kill somebody. Remember, he only offs Jerry after the DOJ case is done. So you could argue that he's been waiting for it. Yeah. Because Jerry openly remember in season 3, Jerry was the one who spoke out against Logan. But I felt like Logan was doing a memory check. Okay, you fuck with me
Bitch.
on this, publicly. So. And then you're trying to form an alliance with my son. Okay, checkbox. Let's wait for it and then kill him, like a true mafia boss. But I felt to elaborate on what you said, I felt like Roman was a power display for power display's sake. Yeah. But Logan, remember, even when he says he loves his kids, it's a point where that can have a benefit.
Yeah, and we as the audience, after having learned about Logan throughout the show, we got to ask ourselves, is this also a part of his calculation?
Yeah.
Because we always need to ask whether it's genuine or not.
And I think Shiv has a great point because Shiv also has a great point about his father. No, you say this is the case and everybody just believes you. So here's the thing. Logan makes mistakes too. But I think Kendall showed this time. If he makes a mistake, he has the will and the fucking survival instinct to turn it around and say, no, it wasn't.
I would say that he's more resilient than Roman. Because Roman, the path that he takes, he's in so far from this episode, he didn't show any resilience. He just basically self-destruct.
Well, I don't know though. I get what you're saying, But firing a senior executive is a power play, you know.
But the thing is that after having fired the senior management in the studio head, Joy and Jerry, the way, I mean, the lack of confidence he showed about sharing the news with Kendall kind of worried me, because that means deep inside he knows that he didn't make the right decision.
No, but here's the thing though. Both Kendall and Roman were running like that. Because Kendall was showing like lack of confidence too. So we're seeing two CEOs who just got the job, and they're both in conflict. But in the end, at least up to now, Kendall has shown that he can pull this off. Yeah, while Roman decided to back off in the last minute. And you know, Roman like deciding to back off in the last minute is his life story.
Yeah, I think, what was it, season 1 or 2? Yeah. Remember that rocket launch?
Not just that, but remember when the board meeting in season 1 happened.
Oh yeah,
Roman is forced to put his hand down because of his father. And I would say Kendall. You know, the sad thing is, I still think Shiv is the most vicious out of them, though. I think Roman and Kendall lack Shiv's ruthlessness, while Shiv lacks their like experience at the company and strategic vision. I love like Kendall's line. I did the strategic review. Shiv says, "Oh, that was Daddy make work. You don't know shit about the company." Because you can almost imagine Sid looking at the plan and saying, "She doesn't know shit about the newsroom business." Like, you know, so you know, it's sad though that Shiv is not doing anything to make up for that lack of experience, though.
That's true. And she's having those phone calls with Lucas.
Yeah, she's. Oh man, but it was an amazing episode in the fact that I kind of disagree with you on that we should count Roman off. I think Roman, like, if Roman can overcome that weakness of his, and his grief, like you're right, grieve over his father, but I feel like it's more of a dependence on him, though. Remember in episode 2 when Logan said, "I need you, Roman," and Roman does this eye like, "What, Daddy? You fucking need me?"
The puppy eyes.
Yeah, because like, tell me if you agree with me. I felt like Kendall made peace with his relationship with his father this episode.
Oh, I also got that vibe, especially, you know, with him being depicted. I mean, on that giant screen.
Yeah. And the camera work was brilliant. Remember when Kendall says, "I love you, Dad"? The camera goes to Roman, and Roman is not happy about it for some reason. It's almost like, I wish I could have said I love my father in a public setting like that. So, and then okay, let's talk about that. Like, Kendall is a beast. Like, it's like that Logan Roy's like, sending cookies to the kids, like mental warfare. Like, the kids are confused of the meaning of it. Is this a sign of love, or is it like? So I felt like Kendall doing that was very, what do you say, passive aggressive.
I also loved like the little scenes with the side characters. You know, like Greg getting vicious over like getting this thing done. Yeah, they were all being like showing their ruthless side. And we learn later in the episode that they all get it done.
No, but I thought you bring up a good point. It just shows that Logan dying is making everybody anxious. Because Greg and Tom, all these like Carl and all the old guards, they're worried about their position. But they're also worried about whether these CEOs will remain in power, whether the sales go through, and what their position is in these changed environment, whatever they may be. And one of the things that I noticed is in the last scene when everybody congratulates Kendall, Jerry's not there. So basically she was hoping, she called it amateur hour, but she saw Kendall basically succeed in a okay launch. She's gone. So I'm already worried about that. I felt like Jerry, unlike Carl and Frank, Carl is so without integrity that he can just decide to suck Kendall right.
We clearly see him like sucking up to Kendall now. Like, I think he has that like short-term memory loss where he kind of basically like threatened him in the middle of the corridor.
No, he's basically like an upgrade of Hugo. He's like if Hugo ever goes to C-level, he's not a C-level. He's like a senior executive vice president. If he ever goes to C-level, that's Carl. And Frank is at an advantage because he has a godfather relationship with Kendall.
And throughout the funeral and everything, he has been behind Kendall's back. He was giving him like support.
I think if Shiv was smart, she would now try to win Jerry over. Because Shiv is very smart with this. Remember how he threatened Jerry with the dick pic of Roman? So here's my logic. I feel like Roman is in danger, but logically speaking, his best bet is still with his brother. So I hope he pulls through and sort of promises loyalty to Kendall. Because even though they're called co-CEOs, there is there's a reality. Just because you wear the crown doesn't mean you're a king. So if Kendall can have power over him while even being co-CEO, but I think Shiv should try to win Carolina and Jerry over. And Jerry is just in a perfect place to bet on with Shiv.
And I wonder where Matsson will fit in, because we see this rapport being formed between Lucas
and
Shiv, and we see that she's kind of being cast out so far. So maybe we'll see like a new faction forming over the control of the company.
No, but what was sad was I felt like Luke was weak on this one. His Twitter move was weak.
And also his phone call wishing for it to end. He was asking.
That was not a bad political manipulation thing, but him posting it and deleting the tweet just shows that Kendall won. Because like if the market loved it, there's nothing Luke can do to stop it. He tried to fuck with it with a stupid like Twitter, but the market loved it. The share price increases, and that just means Luke is worried now. I said 192, but Kendall in the next phone call might say, "Hey man, I think it's 210 now. You gotta add that premium. Our stock price has increased." And so I think Luke, next episode or the coming episode, he will need to be more aggressive.
I also want to see the repercussions of Kendall's promise on this presentation, because he promised a lot of things.
I love Tom's line. He just promised eternal life. And then, you are an atheist citizen.
You are an atheist.
You know, Tom is such a poster child for bureaucracy, because everybody can see that he's incompetent, yet he's the chairman of the flagship company of the business group. That shit is like hilarious to me. I love Greg, how the sound editing was perfect. Double the earnings, and it's perfect. And I love Kendall's "fuck you" to Carl, our legendary CFO. Yeah,
he's gonna guide you on the details.
No, but I don't think there will be any repercussion to Kendall's performance, because I feel like investor relationship goes like that. You overpromise, and then 3 years later, you said, well, situation changed, the market situation changed. We didn't make more earnings and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And Kendall was smart enough to dump that responsibility on Carl, though. Because he has to explain that too. Like, if an analyst looks at the numbers, like, are you sure? Like, what is this based on? And Carl will have to come up.
Yeah, that's Carl's plate of shit to eat.
Yeah, and if the sale doesn't go through, Carl and Frank are forced to be loyal to Kendall. They don't have any alternative. And let's go to Roman now. Like, he started abusing like Hugo again. Yeah, it's a race, dipshit. And he tells Greg to fuck off. What'd you think of that micro dick like thing? Like, I felt like he missed his father a little too, because he kept listening back to it.
Yeah, that's the point where I kind of figured that he's still grieving. Yeah, because I mean, yes, it's a mean thing to say about his I mean, it's a mean thing to hear. It's not supposed to be pleasant for him to hear, but the fact that he listens to it over and over just shows us how much he misses him.
I also thought it showed how fucked up he is, because I think abuse is the only way he can respond to more love too. Because if you think about it, though, I have respect for Shiv in the fact that I think Shiv gets to say "fuck you" to their mother more than the brothers. But if you think about it, Roman is always worried about what mommy and daddy are thinking. And here's the problem for Roman. He sent all those dick pics to Jerry, and Jerry probably has a folder And
that's right. And things didn't go well between the two.
And Tom being aligned with Shiv means he might attack Kendall and Roman. But remember, he also had a folder called Logistics.
Oh, that's right.
So we still have a lot of... Logan was right. The night of the long knives are coming, he said, right? Except one thing he missed out was he was not going to be there. But the knives are out. And I think next one will be even more vicious.
Yeah.
I don't think this is going to relent. And can I say something? I think there might be some death, man.
Like actual death?
Yeah. I felt like Kendall was reborn from the water. It's always symbolic. He's always being blessed and re-blessed again.
Oh yeah, remember that pool scene?
Yeah.
With the beer, like him drunk and everything.
Yeah.
And in this episode, we see him like diving into the sea.
Yeah. Every time he's in water, there's something going on. And I felt like this one was a transformation to the number one kid that he think he is. But I do worry about Roman though. And here's the thing, like this being the real world, maybe there'll be like a car accident or something.
Okay, I mean, Logan just dropped dead all of a sudden. So, I mean, shit happens.
Exactly. I totally. Logan dying also kind of. I think you would agree. It kind of shows that no one is safe. Life is a bitch.
Yeah,
no?
and that's life.
Yeah. So I do think. Here's the thing. I think that something darker is coming. But the show has done such a great job on not letting us know what that might be. But so far, every episode has made it unpredictable, right?
Yeah. And I wonder, I mean, in this episode, Connor was missing. I wonder what the next story is for him as
Maybe
well.
he will become president. Or vice president.
That'd be hilarious.
Yo, if he... Okay, president maybe not, but if he gets enough votes, like Matsson will what's that guy's name? He'll have to force to merge, and then make him the VP or something. That would be crazy. Like a Roy and VP. His father,
and Willa would have
second lady,
second lady, best marriage ever.
Yo, you never know, man. I mean, hey. Never underestimate Kendall Roy. I felt like his second episode line was a hint. I never been loved, so I don't need it. And here's the thing: every Roy children is becoming their full killer self after their dad died, right? A little bit. You can interpret it that way. That's my interpretation. So if Connor, I felt like Connor made his peace with his father relatively well.
Yeah.
With the body carrying and stuff. Maybe he will just step up again and become, the lying, manipulative killer that all his sibling and his father was. That, who knows? Who knows?
So I wonder.
Yeah.
What's gonna happen with Connor?
Who will have the last laugh? But Tom. I like watches. I like money.
I like that money.
Yeah. And I love that the truth will set them free. I thought Shiv was being honest too. Maybe Shiv shouldn't lie about what he wants in a husband. Maybe and I think Tom and Shiv being equal made them just a stronger pair.
Yeah.
Because think about it, Tom is one of the smartest characters in this show. But now that Shiv can use him as an asset, Tom is a killer. Tom is a killer. I do wonder, okay, so before we end it, Kendall will need to win Frank over. At least Frank. And think about it. Carl is basically Luigi to Frank's Mario. So I think Carl and Frank will have to stick with Kendall. And Jerry, Shiv, Tom alliance. And Greg will be the piece of shit that we always love. Always scheming and maximizing his leverage. I love how he's boss man! Oh, man.
Everybody else just treats him like an insect.
Yeah.
Fuck off.
But anyway, that's our take on this wonderful roller coaster ride of episode. What a launch.
Yeah.
What a launch.
And, I mean, every episode has revolved around an event, so I wonder what the next event will be.
Oh, that's true.
Episode 7.
And before we end, I do wonder if Shiv Kids is like Tom's though now. Why isn't she talking about it?
Yeah, she's keeping it a secret.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wonder.
But anyway, that's our take on episode 6, Living Plus. That's the dumbest name for a service, by the way.
Living Plus.
But anyway, that's our take. Thank you so much for tuning in. Press like and subscribe. We will be talking about new episodes of Succession every Saturday like this. Please come back later. Thank you so much. This has been JoeJinMovieSoAwesome. I was Joe.
I was Jin.
We'll see you next week. Bye.